unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Oh, peace, peace, peace.
This devotional song is from Gospel. Sri Ramakrishna sang it many times. The meaning of the song in English is: dive deep, O mind, deep in the ocean of God's beauty. If you descend to the uttermost depths, there you will find the gems of love. Go seek, O mind, go seek Vrindavan in your heart, where with his loving devotees, Sri Krishna sports eternally. Light up, O mind, light up true wisdom's shining lamp, and let it burn with steady flame, unceasingly within your heart. Who is that steers your boat across the solid earth? It is your Guru, says Kabir. Meditate on his holy feet. Dub 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 rupsha kore amar mon, ore dub 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 rupsha kore amar mon, dub 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 rupsha kore amar mon. Tolatal patal khojle, pabi re prem ratna dhon, pabi re prem ratna dhon. Dub 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 rupsha kore amar mon, ore dub 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 rupsha kore amar mon. Khoj 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 khojle pabi hridoy majhe Vrindavan, khoj 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 khojle pabi hridoy majhe Vrindavan. Deep 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 জ্ঞানের বাতি, deep 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 জ্ঞানের বাতি, হৃদয়ে চলবে অনুক্ষণ, হৃদয়ে চলবে অনুক্ষণ। ডুব 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 সাগরে আমার মন, ওরে ডুব 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 সাগরে আমার মন। পাতাল খুঁজলে, তলাতল পাতাল খুঁজলে, পাবি রে প্রেম রত্নধন, পাবি রে প্রেম রত্নধন। ডুব 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 সাগরে আমার মন, ওরে ডুব 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 সাগরে আমার মন। ড্যাং 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 ডাঙায় ডিঙে চালায় আবার সে কুঞ্জ, ড্যাং 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 ডাঙায় ডিঙে চালায় আবার সে কুঞ্জ। কবির বলে শোন শোন শোন, কবির বলে শোন শোন শোন। ভাব গুরুর শ্রীচরণ, ভাব গুরুর শ্রীচরণ। ডুব 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 সাগরে আমার মন, ওরে ডুব 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 সাগরে আমার মন। তলাতল পাতাল খুঁজলে, তলাতল পাতাল খুঁজলে, পাবি রে প্রেম রত্নধন, পাবি রে প্রেম রত্নধন। ডুব 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 সাগরে আমার মন, ওরে ডুব 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 সাগরে আমার মন।
I'm reading from the book spiritual talks by the first disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. Here, Swami Turiyananda speaks about the man's mind. The entry is 12th April 1922. Swami Turiyananda. Man's mind generally works in the three lowest planes. It travels up and down amongst those three only: food, sleep, and sexual pleasure. It does not generally like to rise above these planes. The mind of some rises up to the plane of the heart. Then one gets the vision of light. The next is the throat plane. If the mind goes there, the world seems to be unreal. Even from these two planes, the mind comes down. Such is the force of the downward pull. But when the mind rises from the throat to the plane of the eyebrow, it does not come down again below the heart. The mind next goes to the plane of the brain. Swami J. They say one gets the vision of light when the mind rises to the throat plane. What kind of light is that? Is it very luminous? Swami Turiyananda. Yes, one sees light, but then it is not any gross light. It is the light of knowledge. The sun does not shine there, nor the moon, nor the stars, nor these lightnings. How can this fire be there? He shining, all shines after him. By his light, all this shines. Here to think that Brahman is a big light, which bedeems the light of the sun and the moon, will be a mistake. The passage means that he existing, the whole universe is manifested. Man is entirely absorbed in sense enjoyments, eating, sleeping, and sexual pleasure. In these, he spends his whole life. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, big rice merchants put parched rice, etc. at the very door, lest the rats enter the storerooms. As soon as the rats come, they set themselves to eating those things inside there, but inside there are the bags of rice. Of them, the rats get no scent at all. In the same way, the Divine Mother has kept men deluded with tempting things, gold and lust. Men cannot go beyond them and get at the rice bags, that is God. This world is like a labyrinth. Once when one enters it, one finds no way out. With human birth, there comes a rare opportunity to get out. But of what avail it is? Man forgets all, busy with things pertaining to the senses. An incident in M's life. M's eldest son died. M's wife came to Sri Ramakrishna and began to weep bitter tears. I, that is Swami Turiyananda, was there nearby. Sri Ramakrishna sternly said to M's wife, seeing her weep so much, at other times you talk of knowledge, devotion, etc. Where are these things gone now? Have they vanished now? His words greatly appealed to me. Often, if you thus speak sternly to a person in grief or sorrow, it becomes very effective. The influence of tamas goes off at once. At the time of happiness, everyone can remain calm, can discriminate, but one is established in it only if one can remain so even in the greatest adversity. At that time, man has to summon up great strength. If he yields to weakness, then grief will overwhelm him, altogether ruin him. Yes.
Now a short period of meditation.
Good morning to everyone. Today's topic is mind reading the mind. It is about trying to understand what is in the mind. So it can be two ways. Trying to know what is in others' mind, and also what is in my mind. As a spiritual seeker, for us the second one is important. To know what is going on in my mind. What types of thoughts are filled in my mind. I have to clear if they are unwanted thoughts. About understanding others' mind, at the level of seeker, it is not that important. But when you are given responsibility by God to help others, to give them peace, perhaps that also is needed. And that is also possible. Once Swami Vivekananda was asked, can one read others' mind? He said, yes, it is so easy. You just empty your mind and you will find reflection of what is in others' mind. But why do we need this? In the last retreat, the speaker very nicely said, someone said, I can read others' mind. So she said, what is the need of reading others' mind? In own mind, there is so much of jumble up and so many things to be straightened. We are stuck with our own mind. So what is the benefit and necessity of reading what is in your mind? As a spiritual seeker, really we don't need at all. So reading of our own mind is very important. Reading of others' mind has been found in the life of great saints. In Sri Ramakrishna's life itself, we find that Sri Ramakrishna was singing a song in the temple of Mother Kali Puratarini in Dakshineshwar, and the proprietor of the temple, owner of the temple, Rani Rasmani, she had also come to listen to the bhajan, to the singing, to worship God, to keep her mind on God. But her mind was not in God, not in Divine Mother. Her mind was wandering, thinking of the lawsuit that she was undergoing. She was a very rich landlord. Sri Ramakrishna came and he could see what is going on in her mind, and he couldn't stand this thing, that she is not enjoying for what she had come here. Lawsuit she can think from her home, from her room with the lawyers. But why in the temple when she has come to the Divine Mother to pray and put her mind, why should it be stuck with all other unnecessary things? So he literally punished that owner of the temple. Sri Ramakrishna was just a paid staff. He was a worshipper, but had a monthly salary, and very little. And that was the owner, the employer, the lady, was respected and regarded by all others and was called Rani Rasmani. She was regarded and respected as the princess. And he punished her. And in her divine mood, not knowingly I have to go and punish her, not that way. She could, but what is the point is, he could see what was going on in her mind. She could read the mind of Rani Rasmani, which he was very disliked that she should be that way, and she should be fully focused on the divine. That was Sri Ramakrishna's thing. Another time Sri Ramakrishna had gone on, person used to visit Sri Ramakrishna, he knew him a little. He was going and on the bank of Ganga, he was doing japam, trying to do meditation. And his mind was thinking of all else other than God. Sri Ramakrishna went there, and this time also he punished him. And then he ran to Mother Kali's temple to complain. Mother, what are you making me do? Sri Ramakrishna didn't do by calculating. Oh, he's not thinking of God, I should go and punish him. Not like that. It just happened, his whole life was guided by the Divine Mother. He was like kitten, dependent on the cat, the mother cat. Wherever mother cat puts, he will be there, kitten will be there. Whatever mother cat wants to do with the kitten, there the kitten will be happy. So our whole life was totally dedicated and surrendered to the will of the Divine Mother. So he went to the Divine Mother and said, Mother, this is not proper, that I should behave in such rude way. He didn't approve of what he had done. And the mother gave him power not to react in that way. We know in the life of Swami Vivekananda that he could determine himself, so it is not difficult. And you know the story of Madame Kalbe, famous singer of 19th century, topmost celebrity singer of 19th century, Madame Emma Kalbe. So very famous, rich, but with the wealth, artham, anartham, bhava, anything. To become very rich is very dangerous. And it can take away all your peace of mind. And it can fall in great despondency, great tension. With this wealth it comes. You are very wealthy and very famous. And with that came anxiety and depression. And a sort of avarice for life itself. And then someone said that a yogi has come, go and meet him. And she goes there, Swami Vivekananda, and they had said, don't speak before he speaks. She goes there and Swami Vivekananda was in turban, and in that dress he was in his study, looking downwards, and Madame Kalbe went inside and she stood. He asked her to sit down without even looking at her, and he said, what have you done to yourself? You have to come out of this. And this is essential. And he started saying about Madame Kalbe the things that she said nobody knew other than me. Even my nearest and dearest people didn't know the secrets of my life that I went through. And this yogi is all saying, it happened this, it happened this, it happened this. She was very much impressed. How did Swami Vivekananda could say that? What had happened to her life? He could read he could read the mind of Madame Kalbe. And he could not only read, he could try to make it clear. And meeting with Swami Vivekananda made her so peaceful, so light, that her life course was changed. She found meaning in life. She found a way to live further. And in her own biography, My Life, she writes about this incident. And she became a very good friend of Swami Vivekananda over her life, over Swami Vivekananda's life. Swami Vivekananda could read the mind of Rockefeller. He went like that. Swami Vivekananda said, you must use your money for the good of others. Money is you should treat your money that you have earned as a trustee, and that has to be utilized for the people. And this Rockefeller was in the habit of listening advice. He was a rich man, big entrepreneur, big director of his own company. So he was never used to listen to the thing. He used to dictate and people used to listen. First time coming and someone is saying, how should he live? He went there without speaking any word. He came out. But after 1 week, he went again to Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda didn't lift his head. But he gave one check of some $1 million or something to be utilized in charity. Swami saw. Rockefeller said, Swami, now you should thank me. Swami Vivekananda replied, no, Mr. Rockefeller, it's not I that should thank you, it's you that should thank me. Because I have shown you the way to make the proper utilization of the money that you have earned, and a way for the peace of your mind and real help and service to the mankind. That alone matters in life. How you serve others, how you help others, how you make others happy in the life. You earn and become rich and celebrity for yourself. Self-centered person can never be at peace and joy. Only person who is centered in others, other life matters, for them a joy and peace. This is about the great Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Jesus. All these are very great spiritual personalities, incomparable to ordinary human being like you and me. What about us? Sometimes with sadhana, this power of reading mind can come. And it is dangerous if it comes. If I know what are the things that are wrong in you, then how will I talk? There is so many wrong in all of us. Either they are deep we ourselves don't know how many mistakes, how many wrong things are there, evil things are there in our subconscious. And strong life after life they are accumulating. There are good and there are bad. So if I could know everything that is bad in you, then you cannot talk with anyone. So it is better not to be able to read the mind. Swami Vijayananda was the disciple of the direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. He was posted to Argentina in Buenos Aires to start a center. And he started a center, he started doing tapasya, he was alone, and he was deep into that, very in touch with the holy beings, he had that special power, and with that sadhana in this land and so far, he started having the power to read the mind. Another person, devotee, came, he sat down, now you can find out what is in his mind. And that was something he didn't like. After finding, why should I know what is in your mind? I want to see only good in you. I want to see only good godliness in you. Why should I find the dirt in others? I don't want to be drain inspector. I want to find the beautiful blooming flower and nice river flowing. Why should I be a drain inspector? What is bad in you, inside you, that I go and search and see? So Swami Vijayananda ji, after he found he can read the mind, he wrote to Swami Kripamayananda ji, Mahaprabhu's Maharaj, Sri Ramakrishna's direct disciple, and knower of God, Brahmagyani. He said, Maharaj, I got this power, this siddhai, upper power, this supernatural power to read the mind of others, but I want to get rid of this. I know this is an obstruction in the path of spiritual maturity. It is not something positive to gain. It is an obstruction for my state of sadhana. So Mahaprabhu's Maharaj, the day he got letter, he said, I have got a letter, and when I read that letter, after that, all your power to read others' mind will be taken away. So that very moment he suddenly saw his powers were taken many days after he got the letter. But before that, when Mahaprabhu's Maharaj was requested, that was gone. Reading the mind is, one's own mind is being aware of our thoughts. What we are thinking, that is important. It is important to look into our own thoughts. They say, think before you speak. If you speak without thinking, it may create problem. Kabir Das ji, in a many good poem, doha, one of the doha is, Bina vichare jo kare so pache pachataye. If you do things without thinking what you are doing, you will be repenting later on. Why did I do this? Why did I say this? What happened to me? Because you didn't think, you are not aware of your thoughts. Kama vigare apano jag mein hota asaj. You make your own word disturb and you become a laughing stock in this world. If you do without thinking, if you speak without thinking, this alertness of our own mind. What is going on in my mind? Am I going to speak the right thing? They say when you have to speak, just have some categories to speak. Is it the truth? Is it beneficial? Is it essential to speak? What I'm going to speak. If you can think so much about before speaking, then only right thing will come. Otherwise something will come, you will literally repent, why I have to say this? And often we do when we start gossiping about others. We talk and something we start saying some negative about others, and you go home and you find you are not feeling good that day. The friend was good. But what happened? Why are you not feeling good? You forgot what you spoke. Because what you spoke was not the right thing. You didn't talk about positive things. You always tried to see negative in others. And how did it happen? Why did you do that, knowing fully? Because what I was speaking, I was not aware. So our thoughts carried our speech. I was not aware of what I was thinking and speaking. I was not able to control my thought and divert my conversation to something good. So mindfulness is very important. This alertness of what is my thought going on? What I am thinking? Am I with divine something? Am I with some positive something? Am I with my thoughts are beautiful something? If that is not there, I should be careful. And in Shastra it is said, be alert, apramatta. When your mind is diverted and the thoughts come as they like and you have no control over your thoughts, it's called pramatta. Digressed, diverted, unfocused, and we can't reach the goal. We can't make our life to go in the direction that we want. Apramatta. In the Upanishad it said, apramattena vedhavyam. Hit the target with being very alert and focused. In the Mandukya Upanishad it said, apramattena vedhavyam. Hit the target. What is the target? The target is God. May your thoughts be always directed and flow towards God. Then you will reach. But we have to deal with the people. How can we direct our thoughts with God? To God always. Try to see God in them. Try to see good in them. God resides in every heart. Then you will be always focused, always alert. You will be always practicing apramatta. And it will be easy for your meditation when you try to see God in your everyday dealing. Swami Vivekananda said, our mind is very difficult. Arjuna also said to Krishna, you talk of doing meditation. In meditation so easy. Mind controlling is so difficult. Arjuna was a great personality. He was not a great, he didn't become great warrior, great archer, greatest archer of his time by just being practicing arching. Behind that was his intelligence, his thought, his focus, his concentration, all was there. And Sri Krishna said, control your mind. Arjuna said, how is that possible? It is so difficult. For Arjuna was also difficult, who could see only the eye of the bird. So much focus. He said, controlling is very difficult, Arjuna. Krishna, mind is like controlling the breeze that is flowing. I can't control it. It is like that. Vayo riva suduskaram. Krishna said, yes, it is difficult, there is no doubt controlling mind, but it is not impossible. It is possible to control the mind. So what Arjuna said, Swami Vivekananda very nicely said about the condition of our mind. Our mind he compares with monkey. Mind is like monkey. Monkey, you have seen how restless is monkey, jumping from one branch to another branch, never stays being there at one place. It's just restless. And that is not only our mind compared to. Mind is monkey, restless by its very nature. And then this monkey has drunk wine. Now how restless it will be. Not only wine, it has been stung by a scorpion. Swami Vivekananda said, when a scorpion bites, even a man becomes jumping like a monkey. And this monkey, restless by nature, drunk with wine, and then is stung by a scorpion. How restless it will be. And not only that, it is possessed by a demon, by a ghost. Now, ghost possessed, scorpion bitten, wine drunk, monkey, that is our mind. Our mind restless by nature, and it has drunk the wine of desires. So many things we want in life, so many things, innumerable. You cannot count so many things we need. If you say, I need only two, or after that you will, when it is done, you will find there are so many things. It is drunk with the wine of desires, innumerable desires. Then it is beaten with the scorpion of jealousy. That person became good, I can stand. How can that person be better than me? I have to do the best. Oh, that is my relative, that is my person. So jealousy makes us more restless. Mind, you try to sit down and meditate, control that mind, focus that mind, and you remember of that person. Oh, that person became superior to me. My colleague, he was promoted and I was not given. I was also equally qualified for that. Jealousy, mind jumping. And what is the demon of our mind? It is done? Pride. I am so great, I am so successful, and I should be given all the opportunity. Why another? Pride of demon, jealousy of scorpion, and desires of wine. These all are there in our mind. This is the condition of our mind. How difficult to control this mind, and how difficult to control our thoughts. If we could read our thoughts, we find there are so many things that are going on, undesirable, unwanted thoughts, but we need to control it. So how to control the thoughts? They say this thought is very difficult to control the mind. So the thoughts should be, many thoughts come to our mind, good and bad. The one way to be unaffected by thought is let go the thoughts. Whatever thought comes, don't get stuck to the thought. It comes and goes. Try to keep mind at a particular level. Don't be affected by certain thought coming to it. You like, you dislike the thought. But if you hold on, you say, why my mind came, this thought came to my mind, and you go on brooding the whole day, that thought becomes very strong and it will be affecting your thought process, your mind. So let thoughts come and go, don't get stuck to any thought. The sticky power of the thought has to be removed. Don't make the thoughts like sticky sellotape. Just don't let it touch your mind. That is one way how we can control the mind. Otherwise, it's spiritual practice, trying for a long time. So mind, we know, have got many levels. The present level of our mind is called conscious level, when we are awake and alert and we know, we think many things, we hear, we perceive, we see, and all those affects our mind. And there is a subconscious level, as I told, it's very deep. And there are many things in subconscious level which we do not know, but we need to purify our mind, conscious mind and subconscious mind. There is unconscious mind when we are not aware of anything, but we are in swoon, fainted, in deep sleep. It's unconscious mind. And there is another level of mind called superconscious mind. When the mind has become so pure that it doesn't become mind of real definition at all. That is fascinating. It doesn't become. That mind which is become super conscious state is the purest mind and it becomes one with the Atman. Sri Ramakrishna said, pure Atma, pure mind and pure intellect are same. Because with that mind you can have the awareness of the truth. And to gain that purity of mind is the practice of all spirituality. So we have to be very careful about what we give to the mind. Mind, like body, is also a material thing, material matter. It also is healthy and sick. It needs, when it is sick, it needs treatment. It has to be fed with thoughts. And when we give it good thoughts, then it becomes healthy. Healthy food is healthy body. And that's why healthy thoughts are healthy mind. So we have to give good thought to the mind. Not that whatever thought comes. How do thoughts come to mind? Through our senses. What we see and what we perceive and what we hear, all these things go ultimately to the mind and they influence the mind. So what we take in is very important. Ahara Suddha Sattva Suddhi. When your ahara is pure, what you intake is pure, your mind becomes purified. Shankara said, ahara is not only the food, ahara is whatever you take through all the senses, that is ahara. So we have to be very careful not about only eating the healthy food, not oily, not spicy, good food, nutritious we eat, balanced diet. But what about the balanced perception that should go to us? What we should watch in TV, what we should read in magazines and newspapers, what we should talk about with our mouth, what we should hear from our friends, what should be the topic of our conversation, those all affect our mind. And when those are pure and to align to our lifestyle of spiritual seeking, then our minds gradually become purified. And that mind is that we want. We can be aware of what is there in our mind. That we can practice by little thinking, little going deeper. It is said that body is annam. Aham annam in the Taittiriya Upanishad, the student seeker said, I am annam, that I am not food. But what the annam there means? Body, the thing that is produced by food. I am body. Annam is the body. Food is the health. What you eat, you become. And what you think, you become more of that. Because what we think, that we are. So our thought has to be very well taken care of. If we think something ill and we don't have power to go beyond and to try to cancel such thoughts, then we have no control over our thoughts. We become like Duryodhana. Sri Krishna said to Duryodhana, why don't you give up all your evil things? He said, I know what is good and I know what is bad. But I cannot, I am bound, I am helpless. I follow worldly, that is not good. And I cannot do what is good. So why he came to that state of mind? Because he didn't practice. He didn't try to practice what is good, discriminating, discarding what is not good, and practicing what is good. That is called spiritual practice. And to pour in all good thoughts in us continuously, so that all whatever is not good in our even conscious and subconscious level, slowly it will be cleaned off by the good thoughts. That's what are the good thoughts? Positive thoughts. Seeing, talking, thinking of the good of others. And that all goodness we bring it and say, it is God. So when we think of God, then all good thoughts come. That's why this repeating the name of God, doing japam, little trying to focus on that divinity. Divinity is all, that is truth and beauty. Satyam Shivam Sundaram is divinity. It is truth, it is beauty, and it is auspiciousness, goodness. Focusing more on that than on any other evil thing, or any bad thing, or anything that distracts and disturbs our mind. That will be real, trying to read our mind, how our mind will go. For this we need alertness. If we are not alert what we are doing, we will not know in the beginning. And we will be like that ball that Shankaracharya describes in the Viveka-Chudamani. Mind is like a ball that is going through the steps in the ladder, going down the steps. First step it goes, there is no much momentum, no force. It is little less, just a roll to the first step. But as it goes down, there is momentum, there is force. After some time, you cannot stop it. Then you become like Duryodhana. I know what is good, Krishna, I know what is bad. But mind, this thing happened that I can't do what is good, I can't give up what is bad. That because mind has rolled down the stairs in the ladder and it was not caught in the beginning. In spiritual life, they say there is never late. We can always try to read our mind and check our mind and make our mind flow in the direction that we want, to make it happy, make it pleasant, make it nice, and that is always the positive thought that we should go. In taking the name of God, it helps tremendously. Japam helps a lot in doing that, because when we repeat the name of God, all the thought, the idea of God should have, God is the unity of all goodness, all positiveness. It's the unity of whole beings. Then in God we find all beings together. When you pray to God, God keeps us all happy, sarve, bhavantu sukhina, sarve. Immediately connected with all people. And when you are connected with everyone, treating everyone as your own Atman, then you have trust the core of our being. Your mind is now on the right direction. So we need to practice that little prayer, japam, some meditation, talking good, thinking good, and our life will be changed and we would find that we are flowing in the right direction. And then we read our mind, it has changed. I have heard people saying, Swamiji, after I took mantram from my guru, my lifestyle has totally changed. My thoughts have changed. So I asked him, do you realize that? Yes, because previously what I used to think and do and put value on the things, those things are already totally changed in my life. You are the physician, you are the doctor in India. And now my values have changed, my focus is changed, my goal is changed. I am more peaceful and happy now. Because after I took the mantram, I started doing japam. Japam, the mantram, the name of God has so much power in it that it can purify our mind, conscious, subconscious, all levels it can purify. Thus it was read in the Shastra how from the reading of Swami Tudyananda's explanation, how mind in different levels, the same mind, if If it goes to 3 down levels, we are very worldly, always engrossed, and worldly mind will never give us peace and happiness. Never. Little sense pleasures will not give us happiness. Eating food, looking good, accepting praise, expecting praise only will never end. It will not be the right solution to our life. So we need to have our consciousness raised to the heart level when we see light of God, to the eyebrow level when we can see God. So awareness of God, the God vision, that light will be seen, and then our life will slowly change and we will get established in the higher values. And when it goes to eyebrows, that Swami said, then it cannot come down, the throat level can come down. Then you are in the aware, then you find a priority in life has become to be with God and to serve other fellow beings. You don't seek praise, you don't want to glorify yourself, and lower joy, the animalistic joy of human being has been transcended for the higher joy and greater peace. And we become from worldly person to spiritual person, spiritual seekers. That is real transformation that comes with the practice, with the alertness, with trying to understand what we are thinking, what our thoughts are being made. Reading the mind helps us to grow spiritually. So I end my talk here now. Today we have Vrishali, Suman's daughter, physician. She's now moving to US, and we requested her to sing a song, to represent this song. It's a classical-based song. She's a very good singer. You must have heard her on celebrations where people come to studying medicine in abroad. So today we're happy that she has come, and may blessing of Kripamayananda Swami be on her and become a successful physician and